Hey guys, it is me, HappyCairek, and today we're gonna talk about the best and the coolest updates that were removed from Last Day on Earth Survival. In the past, we used to get a lot of temporary updates. Sadly, all of those updates are gone and most of the players can't even experience them anymore. So if all of those updates had just stayed in the game, Last Day on Earth Survival would be now much bigger. But sadly, that didn't happen. All the temporary updates, all the temporary events were removed. And that's why today I want to share with you and talk about the best updates in my opinion that were removed from the game. At the end of April in 2019, developers have introduced Mercenaries, and no, these are not the Mercenaries that we have right now. The Mercenaries that we had in 2019 were much better. They were much cooler. So this was the Mercenaries camp. Here you could hire some sort of Mercenaries. On the board, you had like 3 different Mercenaries. They had lots of different traits. Some of these Mercenaries had positive traits. Some of those Mercenaries had negative traits. Like, for example, this Mercenary, Judith, she had the stealth perk, so she was able to sneak. You could also give equipment to these Mercenaries. You could give them katanas. You could also give them bandages. Also, check this out. These bandages back in the days looked absolutely different than they look now.
I want to say that even though it says that it's a temporary location, but I believe Mercenaries are going to come back because even developers answered on Facebook to somebody that if players are going to love Mercenary event, they're going to keep them. So
Okay, that's pretty interesting. So basically, in 2019, developers said that Mercenaries will stay if people like them. I think players liked Mercenaries. If they didn't like Mercenaries, I'm sure they're going to love those Mercenaries right now because I think Mercenaries were absolutely amazing.
I believe that they're gonna stay in whatever shape or form somehow in the game, so let's not worry about that. First of all, let's just try to explore them and use them.
That was a lie, ladies and gentlemen. Mercenaries never came back. They did come back, but in the worst shape and in the worst form. So at this point, I've almost forgotten to give Judith some bandages. There we go. I gave her a couple of stacks of bandages. And later on in the video, I can show you how she works. We've also opened up a green crate, and inside of the green crate, we were able to get this adrenaline syringe. The last means to reanimate a soldier on a battlefield. Brings a mercenary back to life. So if mercenary dies, you could bring them back with these syringes. Apparently, you can get those syringes inside of Bunker Alpha, inside of those crates. I've completely forgotten about that. And there we go. Now we can start the 3rd floor, and you can see she has a katana, and she's gonna go and help me out. It was absolutely phenomenal. Like right now, if we had these mercenaries, and if these mercenaries could help us clear like laboratories, bunker alphas, and whatever else, like that would be so awesome. Maybe these mercenaries don't have to stay permanently. We have those calendar events. Those mercenaries could stay only for a week during like whatever month, and that's it. And then the next month they could come back again. It would be so awesome to hire them. I had so much fun with these mercenaries. Check this out. Now that mercenary got damaged, and I'm not feeling well at all. Do you have that adrenaline injection? So we're gonna deal here with this frenzy giant, and now we can revive Judith with that adrenaline shot that we got from the green crate inside of Bunker Alpha. So I activated the hard mode, and I wanted to check out how these mercenaries work inside of the hard mode. It was such an awesome feature, just giving those mercenaries some armor, some bandages, some weapons. Check this out. We can just shred this hard mode Bunker Alpha together. Like, we were doing basically double the damage with those katanas. It was absolutely phenomenal. We were able to deal with these bunch of zombies by basically doing nothing. It was awesome. Imagine if they bring those mercenaries back now. Like, all the strategies. Imagine the amount of strategy that you could come up with. Maybe, again, sometimes they would be broken. Maybe that's why they removed those mercenaries. Maybe some of the locations would be hard to balance, but to get those mercenaries, I'm pretty sure we had to pay something. You either had to give bandages or some other resources in order to even hire those mercenaries. Plus, these mercenaries constantly talked about something, and you could only hire them for like, what, only 30 minutes or 1 hour, so they didn't stay with you permanently. I don't think they were that OP, but they were definitely extremely fun. I want these mercenaries back.
So I opened this board, right, and we have our boy freaking Machete who has a problem below belt, but he has 10 extra health. So we are definitely gonna hire Machete. I want to see how he's gonna work and what is his pooping problem.
So this was probably the funniest mercenary that I had. I have a lot of good memories about this mercenary.
Hold on a second. I think I got a problem here. Look at that. He's peeing. He's literally peeing.
So that was the first time when this mercenary peed, and this mercenary would pee throughout this entire video.
What the hell is wrong with me? Maybe some infection. Dude, you just peed. Whatever, let's open up the door with our true friend Doggo.
This dude was actually funny. I want these mercenaries back. That's all I'm saying. Please bring back the mercenaries. We already have the settlement. We already have the expeditions. Just let us hire those mercenaries instead of using them inside of the expeditions. That's all I want. Please give me the mercenaries. Now, let's talk about another update. So during Season 3, at the end of November 2019, we had this Fort Mus update. Basically, we've gotten the ATV, we've also gotten the swamp locations, and in order to help players assemble ATVs, developers have introduced the Fort Mus. the defense of Fort Moss. During this event, as you can see, we were able to get some ATV transmissions, you could get gas cylinders, you could get carbon composites. This entire thing was like some sort of a leaderboard, but this leaderboard had some sort of controversy. It made it look like as if we were competing against other players, but probably we were not competing against those other players. So the Fort Moss event definitely had some problems, but overall it was a fun event. So here, what we had to do is build up this base. So I've built here lots of level 1 walls. You could probably also here assemble some sort of turrets, and you had to defend that radio tower. You could also build some sort of traps, and there we go. Now we can start the wave.
But I see nothing here. Literally, dude, I have no idea. Where are they? Are they? Okay, so they are from the very, very top. I can't even get there. I don't know.
So this time the zombies decided to attack from the top.
I don't know how do I get to the top. Okay, so we're gonna just...
And that's all you had to do. You had to kill these zombies, and the more you played, the more waves you did, the more difficult those waves would get. And there we go. For example, here these zombies almost got to the tower. They have destroyed a lot of these level 1 walls.
Durability scar. Like, I gotta take another Uzi here. Did I defend it? Okay, you've managed to save, stop off the horde. Amazing. That's all I have to say.
That was amazing indeed.
Let's try to stay over...
I'm not really sure what wave was this, but here we had many more zombies. I had to start using my grenade launchers. I had to start using my scars.
With those like that, like that, like that. Gotta equip here another scar, baby. Is that enough? Is that it? Please tell me that's it. No, not it. Not it at all. Okay, grenade launcher.
So the turret was working. The turret was putting in some work because I can hear it.
Zombs. Oh no, they're destroying my tower. Demolisher, get the flip out of there. And you get out too. No! Wow, I survived somehow, some way. That's it. The turret helped out a lot. The turret is insane. The turret, the savior. What's going on another side? Is that it? Is that it? What's going on over there? Okay, so the turret just sleeps. As you see, these exits are insane. So, you know what? Even though my strategy might seem here like pretty much dumb, but as you saw, these exits to get out from whatever turret side are insane. So seriously.
So basically, we had there like some sort of a strategy. It was awesome. I loved the Fort Moss event. Maybe it wasn't perfect. It had some issues with the rewards, but the concept was definitely fun, like building up some walls and then defending them and getting resources for defending that stuff. So here we've just defended like level 27 wave. We were able to get this gas cylinder. We were able to get an M16. Also, a lot of people have built up level 3 walls. Some people have even built level 4 walls here. And a lot of people expected that the Fort Moss will make a comeback, because some people have literally spent hundreds and hundreds of steel to upgrade their base, but Fort Moss never came back. They were never able to get back their resources. I don't think they gave those resources back to the inbox. But the problem wasn't with those resources. The problem wasn't about those resources. The problem was that the Fort Moss was such a fun concept. I want the Fort Moss to be back in the game. Obviously, they would have to tweak it. They would have to change some things. But the Fort Moss could be like the new settlement. They could have added something like this to the settlement. Instead of expeditions, we could have gotten like some sort of a Fort Moss. Expeditions are basically free. You don't really have to waste your guns. You don't have to waste your resources in order to do those expeditions. Same thing could have happened with Fort Moss. They could have given us unlimited resources to build up a base. Every time you build up that base, you do a wave. That would have been more fun than those expeditions. They already had the blueprint for it, but yet we've gotten expeditions for some reason. I don't know. All I'm saying, I want Fort Moss to be back in some sort of shape or form. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. And speaking of awesome and amazing things, let's talk about the prison season. This location has to become a permanent location. I want it to be back in the game. Maybe they could bring it back during like some sort of a calendar event. I don't know, but it has to be back in the game. Developers have put too much effort into this season to not bring it back. So in 2020, during April, developers have released this prison update.
Today, I'll be doing my first prison heist ever. It was so fun.
So before the prison heist began, we had to do here a lot of different tasks. But hey, let's go to the prison itself. So here we had some sort of bikers. We couldn't get inside of that prison from here, but to get inside of the prison, we had to bring the bomb to the gates. We had to deal here with a lot of zombies. Once we were done with these zombies, we had to deal with this jailbird. So this was like some sort of a mini big one, like some sort of a boss fight. We are done with that. And then here, this dude is gonna explode the entrance. There we go. The dude screamed fire in the hole. The entrance exploded. And here we had to deal with these raiders, bone breakers, raider rookies, whatever, because they were guarding this prison. Obviously, later on, we had here some sort of strategies. You could sneak past through most of those raiders, blah, blah, blah. But this entire place was awesome. They definitely put a lot of effort here. This was the first location where you actually had to kill other raiders rather than just zombies. I have no idea why we don't get more locations like this. It's all the time like killing zombies, but we do not have a location where we have to kill other raiders or other bandits and whatnot. This was fun. So here we had to deal with this bone breaker. I think around this time they've also introduced the new armor, like that slasher and the raiders armor. I am not sure though. And the whole concept of this thing was that, hey, the dude is gonna explode the door. And once the door was exploded, we had here a bunch of these boxes. We had the timer in the top left corner. As you can see, we had here only a minute or something in order to get 12 boxes. I think the more boxes you got, the better rewards you were able to get. So here I had to pick up this box. And I am pretty certain, yeah, there we go. We were attacked by zombies. So you also had to defend the boxes here. You had to defend the bandits. Excuse me, not the bandits, but the bikers. And then I had to go back there and get more boxes. So this was my first time doing it. Obviously, later on, I got a bit better. So in total, I was able to get only 3 boxes. I think later on, I could definitely get more than that. So I'm curious what kind of rewards I'll be able to get now.
Wow. That's just wow. How are you supposed to get 12 boxes there? Probably without the raiders, it's gonna be impossible. Okay, so let's go. Let's talk to the guy. Your patches are in the safe. You can exchange them at the store, man. Okay, so there are going to be more tasks to do. Updates in 4 hours. Oh, so you can actually do this event every 2 hours.
Wait, there was the... Wait, what? Whoa, check this out. Select a robbery option. Assault. We get in quickly and loudly, blow up the main prison gate, and pave the way to the stockroom, eliminating threats on the way. Brutal force is a proven ally. And stealth. We act quietly, get into the prison through the sewer, then we go to the stockroom in a raider disguise. If everything goes smoothly, we'll leave the place even before the alarm goes off. It was amazing. You could like have 2 different options on how to clear the prison. Just looking at this screenshot, it's already amazing. Like, I don't even remember this thing that well, but right now, if we could get an update like this, it would absolutely slap. This was an insane update. So we were able to get here some sort of these stripes, some sort of patches, and then I think we could exchange them. So I got those 40 patches for like stealing 3 boxes or something, and then I could buy rewards. Just going inside of the prison, fighting bunch of raiders, stealing some sort of boxes, putting them on your choppers, etc, etc. That's such a fun concept. We absolutely must get the prison season back. I want this to be a permanent location. It has a lot of potential. So there we go. I found another one. So this was probably a stealthy approach of doing the prison. So we went there through the sewers. We cleared the sewers, blah, blah, blah. And then we got out on another side. So there were some raiders. We had to sneak past these raiders. Obviously, later on, I think I came up with a better way to sneak past them. I don't think it always worked. But in any case, it was fun to sneak here. Also, you had to have this armor. If I had a different armor, it wouldn't work. It said that, hey, you look suspicious, but I think it still was fine. There was another mine. How did I go through this mine?
Can I sneak past it from the very, very top? Oh, no, I survived. Ooh. Ooh, it does only 45 damage when you have this. So these are probably weaker mines. These are...
Yeah, somehow we were able to survive through that mine, but later we had to get inside of here. I didn't kill any of them. This was interesting. I've never done this thing before. You had to walk past these guards. They kept walking. It's insane. Oh, you had to hide inside of these cells because check this out. There was a guy patrolling, so you could just hide here. Check this out. The guy's gonna patrol, and I had to hide inside of this place. It was absolutely phenomenal. This update was great. This update was great, and I'm pretty sure I loved it as well at that time when I played it. There we go, and here we could start stealing these boxes. So let's see how many boxes I stole this time. So I was able to get only 4 boxes this time. So during another video here, I was able to also get 4 more boxes. I have no idea how many boxes it was possible to get in total. We had here some sort of a task board as well. Prep board. So we basically had to do these tasks in order to even do that prison heist. It was a well thought out concept. We definitely have to have this prison location back in the game. I want it. And now let's talk about some more kind of recent-ish updates. So back in the days, we had acts instead of the survivor's path. So right now in Last in Earth Survival, we have the survivor's path and we have to do these tasks over here. Back in the days, we did not have the survivor's path. We had those acts and developers have removed those acts in order to add the survivor's path. We only ever had 2 acts. We were supposed to have like Act 3, Act 4, and Act 5. Act 5 was supposed to have this helicopter. So when they added those acts, we were like, oh wow, the helicopter's actually coming, blah, blah, blah. It was like some sort of another sneak peek. People were excited, and I think it took them like maybe 3 or something months, maybe less, I'm not sure. Maybe 2 months to release Act 2. So we were like, you know what, maybe it'll take just a year to get to the helicopter, but then they just scrapped this entire act, stories, whatever idea. Those those acts had a lot of missions. For example, this was one of those act missions. There was like some sort of a gas station and we had to deal with or maybe we had to watch these raiders. I don't even know what was this quest, but it was fun. Again, it was only a one-time quest, but if you are a new player and if you've never done this event, then you've definitely missed out because it was fun. We should definitely have more quests like this in Last on Earth. It was interesting. We had to deal with raiders here, and there were plenty and plenty of other epic quests, but most of those quests are just gone right now. One of the first acts was to help out the Dealer Joe. That's so you got introduced to the Dealer Joe. Now during the Survivor's Path, you don't even talk to that Dealer Joe. And some people didn't like acts, because in order to finish Act 2, you had to progress a lot in the settlement, but the same thing is now done in the Survivor's Path. You have to progress in that Survivor's Path, but a lot of effort was put into those acts, and I don't know why they removed them. I'm just sad that they've put in a lot of effort into these acts, because they've developed these locations, they've developed the scenarios, and then they just removed everything, so that's weird. And quite some time ago, maybe 5 years ago or so, developers have added 7 events for new players. So whenever you started a new account, you would get like some sort of 7 events. And this was one of those events, like you were kidnapped. Wait, I'm gonna show you how we actually got kidnapped here. So we were here at the base and there were those raiders and whatnot. There we go. They kind of beat me up with those baseball bats. I got stunned, and then we got teleported to their base over here. And basically, the kidnapper said that, hey, I need 10 berries in order to leave this place. So you had to gather these berries. You had to give that stuff to the kidnapper. Again, this was only a one-time quest. So it's not like we could constantly do this, but I think new players were happy to experience this event. Maybe some people got stuck during this event. Maybe that's why they removed those events. But again, instead of removing them completely, they could have just updated this event, because I don't see why would they remove those events, because it was pretty fun. Again, we didn't get a lot of loot here. So the dude just got all the berries, and then you had to find a way to leave this place. So we found a hatchet. You had to go to these chests. We found more resources, more armor, some gear. We had to deal with these kidnappers over here. We dealt with more kidnappers. We found some more hatchets, and we dealt with this main guy. And that's about it. Then we chopped down the door. I think you could have wasted all of your hatchets and you could have gotten stuck here. So that's how some people probably get stuck. So maybe that's why they removed this event. But hey, other than that, that's about it. We were able to leave this place and go back home. But as you saw yourself, it was a pretty fun event, and we had a bunch of other events similar to that one. So who knows, maybe one day developers will bring back those updates. Maybe we will get that Fort Must event. Maybe we will get those Mercenaries and the prison heist again. Do you have any other updates that you missed in this game? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to see what other updates I've forgotten or have missed. And I highly suggest you checking out my everything you need to know about Last on Earth survival video, or click here on the second card and you'll go to my Project Zomboid video, or hop over to my channel, go to playlists, and there you'll find a lot of other games that I played here on the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, definitely make sure to jump the subscribe button and notification bell to not miss any future videos. And see you in the next one.